in a small town down in Arkansas, where the river flows, there's a man with a passion that everybody knows.
Howdy, howdy everybody. Welcome to HT's EDC, coming at you this rainy, as you can see, Arkansas Friday morning. But we are not going to let that deter us. We have made it to Friday, and the weekend is upon us. And I believe this is a fleeting thing here for the stone, that this is going to rain this morning. Looks like it's supposed to get on out of here by this afternoon, and the weekend actually be pretty nice. Fingers crossed. But we are not going to let it deter us this morning. We have a nice cup of joe out here, and it is crazy peaceful. I don't know if that little bit of clip of video did it justice, but to sit out here right now with this rain, it is just beautiful. It's peaceful. Like I say, I got a hot cup of joe, and even have a stogie this morning. We're not doing per se a stag in a stogie video. This is a stick I've many times smoked before. So no need to really get in this, but I figured with the content I was going to sling at y'all this morning, it was very fitting to have a stogie. So we lit one up. Today we are going to go back and once again show a few knives that I have shown on the channel in the past. And this video is actually dedicated to one of my loyal followers. You have heard me speak on it before. My buddy Dave A, up in Canada. And Dave has been planting the seeds for really weeks, if not months now, for me to show my stag buck collection again. So, hey. This channel is a channel for the people, and folks, if you guys have a idea for a show topic that you want me to talk about, right down here in the comments, let me know. I aims to please. If there's a knife or just a topic you'd like to know my take on, or a knife I've shown in the past that you'd like to see again, or what have you, whatever it is. As you can see this morning, I take requests. Dave has been wanting to take another gander at my stag collection, specifically my bucks. I have added one honorable mention also, Dave, with the bucks today, just to do a little time filling. But we got 4 of them we're going to show today. Yeah. They're buck knives, either a buck 110 or a buck 112, that are in stag. And honestly, the stag they use is elk stag. So this will be the honorable mention is probably stag, true, like a red stag antler. But I know buck knives, they use elk stag, elk antler. So what you'll be seeing on these are actually good old American elk. American sourced elk. So let's get in one. First one I want to show you. This is my buck 112, or as I like to call them, the 12. I just call them the 10s and the 12s. If you've seen that in my comments, like, what is he talking about? Why don't he call them a 110 or a 112? Well, a little redundant. You know, one of them's a 110, one of them's a 112. So I just call them the 10s. My 10s are my 12s. And this is one of my 12s, which no secret on this channel, is my numero uno favorite knife on planet Earth. I hadn't traveled to all those other planets yet. There may be something out there I hadn't seen, but as far as this one that I reside on, this is the cream of the crop for me, the Buck 112, or the good old number 12. And this is one, again, we are limited on lighting out here this morning, Dave. It is overcast and raining, but this is one that I have inscribed. It says happy 45th birthday. So this knife is 5 years old. Yours truly just turned 50 earlier this month. And this was a birthday present for my 45th birthday. And just a little quick components on this. We have the finger grooves on this one. We have nickel silver bolsters. Obviously, we have the elk stag. And of course, I have added a thumb stud and a sharpening choil. That is just what I do, something I do, you know, after the fact, totally aftermarket. You know, this does not come stock with one of these or even a sharpening choil. That has been added by myself. I like them, I dig them. And this one, let's see, we have the good old Boss heat treated S30V as far as on this clip point blade. So this is S30V CPM powder metallurgy, CPM S30V on the blade steel. So this is arguably, and it is arguably, but this is without a shadow of a doubt a top 5. It's arguably my favorite knife in my collection. Yeah, really treated myself on this one. I love this knife, and yeah, Buck 112, nickel silver, and elk. Moving along, we have this guy. And now we are up to a little bit more of a traditional build here in a Buck 110. Minus, of course, we have a few things that are definitely not traditional. We again have elk, American elk. Have a little lighter coloring on this. What would this be? This would be the pile side. We're a little lighter colored. And if we turn around here on the show side, we have a little bit of darker. We have darker stag on that one. But as you open this thing up, we have a cool little cutout blade. And this knife was actually a Bass Pro Shop exclusive many years ago, and I should have done my research. Actually, this has the Buck Custom Anvil on here, so not sure I can track the year made on that because it doesn't have one of those symbols. It just, to show y'all what I'm talking about, it just has the anvil and custom. But these were ran through the Buck Custom Shop for Bass Pro Shop, and these are a limited edition. I have my thumb stud in the way right there, but if you can see, I have number 463, and my thumb stud's covering it up, but I believe this is 1,000, a run of 1,000 that they made for Bass Pro Shops. It could be 500, but I believe it says 1,000. I have number 463 out of 1,000 of these that were made Bass Pro Shop. And we have the nice racked up fighting sparring bucks here. And that is actually 24 karat gold plated on that little cutout there. But we have the standard clip point blade on this one. And we are back to the old traditional brass bolsters. So I think this looks very good. The brass versus this gold up here in the old fighting bucks. And of course, I have put a brass matching thumb stud on here. But anyway, Buck 110 Bass Pro Shop exclusive. And this is just in the old 420 HC house steel from Buck, which I had a great conversation with a buddy. Oh, I'll probably let my... Yep. Already talked too long and let my cigar go out. Had a nice little conversation on 420 HC with one of my followers, Anthony. Shout out to you, buddy. No hard feelings. We kind of went back and forth. He is not, he expressed on numerous occasions he is not a big fan of 420 HC Buck's house steel. And anyway, we had a good time with that. But this is definitely just their house steel, which I have no problem with. I still stand on that, Anthony. I enjoy their 420 HC. I think it is just fine for my personal needs, and I know many of you out there feel the same. But anyway, there is that one. And concluding the Buck lineup here, we have another, and this is probably my most recent custom. Let me take that back. I may have had a Buck 112. It is my most recent Stag custom. That I can say for 100% sure. Go ahead and get this one open. And we have a nice drop point here. So we have a nice, and that, isn't that beautiful? Nice hollow grind on here. Very, very tall hollow grind. Comes up to, I guess you guys can see that right there. See how high that hollow grind comes up on this drop point. Just a beautiful flowing blade. I think that drop point is just absolutely stunning. And we come back here and we have went nickel silver. Of course, I have went with a nickel matching thumb stud. So we are shiny, and we are shiny steel here. We are nickel here. We're nickel here. And we went with thumb grooves in this one. Kind of made this one to match this. So I would have a 110 and a 112 nickel silver bolster. The only thing, and this is still a bone I have to pick with Buck, you cannot get the drop point blade in their custom shop. I give you this, Buck, they just did something really cool. They have put Magna Cut now as a blade steel option on their custom shop, which is awesome. If you guys want to, options are a good thing. Traditionally, it had been, you had a choice out of their 420, their house steel, or S30V. Now you have three choices: 420, the house steel, S30V, or even Magna Cut. That's a good thing. But come on, Buck, give us a drop point feature or option on the 12s, on the Buck 112s. But anyway, this is as close as I could get to matching a Buck 110 and a Buck 112 to, you know, be a pair. I wish I could have got both of them. Honestly, I probably would have got both of them in the drop point, but they are not offering a drop point as of yet in the 12s. Hopefully, Buck, you guys change that and give us that option. And I think they will. I think it's coming. Enough of us complain and grump about it. They probably will. But anyway, getting back to this knife, you'll see here it says Custom Knife Shop, and this is also the S30V, which up until here recently, that was about the upper end if you wanted to upgrade in your blade steel. And yes, it is an upgrade, 1,000% metallurgy wise to Buck's 420 HC. It is definitely a upgrade in edge retention. It's an upgrade a little bit in corrosion resistance. It is a better metal than 420 HC. It is. And Magna Cut even takes that to another level. But my point with good old Anthony was I have no trouble, and I've had zero that much problem with 420 HC over the years myself. It works fine for me, but options are a good thing. If you need or want higher edge retention, Buck has you covered. Got to pay for it, but those options are a good thing. If you need the extra performance or just simply want to spend your money on the extra performance, they got you covered. But anyway, on this one, drop point blade, S30V steel on the drop point. We have nickel silver bolsters. We again have beautiful, and we have some nice ridges in here. I don't know that that'll come through. Some nice, good deep valleys on this one in their elk stag, and we went with also the finger grooves. So there you go, Dave. There is your 3 bucks that are in stag, elk stag. Again, I don't mind doing these. I don't mind doing these whatsoever. Down in the comments, you have an idea, you have something I've showed in the past, or something I haven't showed that, hey, HT, do you have this knife, or what's your take on this? If you have a show idea that you want me to tackle, drop it in the comments. I'm all for it. But this one today is for Dave. He has been after me for a while to show those again. Hope that does it for you, Dave. Proud to do it. And I got one more here. We'll just throw in as a bonus. This is not a buck, but this is a beautiful, in my opinion, very thick stag knife. And this is a Schrade. A Schrade USA. And we have a traditional clip point. And folks, it is really coming down. Miss Abby's worried about Miss Abby knocking over the tripod. She's getting a little anxious here. It is coming down out here right now. I don't know if y'all can hear all my wind chimes and this wind whipping out here, but it's storming every good a while right now. But anyway, back to this. We have a good old Schrade here. Drop point blade. Of course, HT has already put him a thumb stud on it. And we come back to good old brass bolsters. And this, as far as I know, is just regular stag. This is, I mean, not sure exactly what animal it came from. But anyway, check out the thickness of that. They 100% did not cheat us on the stag on this one. Very beautiful, very uniform as far as those slabs, the thickness goes. But just a little bonus for you, and to give you an idea of the size, we will put it up against a 110, and it is bolster to bolster. There's the blade. It is, folks, it is identical just about to a buck 110. So if you like the buck 110, you like the size of it, this guy here from Schrade, yeah, it's it's right there. Nice and hand feeling, super thick with that stag on it. Just feels awesome in hand. But I just thought this one, we'd get this one out and give it a little shine along with the bucks today. A little bonus for you there, Dave. Hope you didn't mind. But I mean, who minds more stag? Can't get enough of the stuff. But anyway, that's the show. That's the wrap for today. Thank you guys for watching. I know I've shown those in the past, but hey, going back and showing some beautiful stag, in my opinion, and Dave's opinion, is definitely never a bad thing. But we thank you for it. We're gonna get at this coffee, and now that I shut my mouth, we'll get a relight here on the old stogie, and we're going to sit out here and enjoy some nature and this peaceful rain this morning. Thank you guys for joining me. Right over here is a button. Right over here is a button. I appreciate it when you click them. You know what we call them here. We are on-screen family, and I'm all about growing the family. God bless you. We're going to get out here. We'll see you on the next one. For HT and Miss Abby, we are out.
Buck knives gleaming under that old porch light. He'll tell their stories deep into the night. Reviews and torture tests, it's a sight to see.